Boy, do I have a message for you today. Let me tell you, it's got something to do with what it is you do for a full time job. But yet, it's going to be something overall you might use an unusual example with regards to. Maybe this is something you've been praying for. And yet, it'll inspire others around you. I feel like there's some, how do I want to say it? Resources you might have to maintain in the process, but it's about what you're putting out there and what you're getting in return. And yet, you might have a different way of looking at it once I give you this message here, but some of this is going to have to deal with the highest and lowest aspects. Somewhat like a roller coaster ride, okay? A lot of highs and a lot of lows. But be prepared, okay? Because I'm also hearing you're going to have to sacrifice something. You're going to have to give something up here. And it's about the practicality of it. I'm hearing right now, most importantly, the clock is ticking. You're getting close to running out of time here. And yet, I feel like you need to do a little at a time. There's going to be an unexpected change, a change you don't see coming. And yet, you're going to want to control the situation. And you don't have any control with regards to this. Now, this might make you a little bit frustrated. This might make you a little bit angry, okay? Because I can tell you for myself here, um, recently what I've gone through, yeah, I couldn't control the situation. I thought I was in control, but I found out real quickly I was not. And yet, this is the only way, okay? Is what I'm hearing. You're going to have to yield towards this. And it's the only way for this to happen, to be able to find maybe possibly acceptance or to be the most productive, okay, within your life, within your situation. Some of this might have to do with the heartbreak place, okay? Dealing with possibly a lost love, okay, somebody from your past coming in. It could have to do with maybe some overall grief you've been dealing with, going down memory lane, all right? And maybe just overall memories of heartbreak, okay, are going to be flooding your overall mind here. I do see the Eight of Pentacles here, all right? And I honestly do see here that, you know what, you're trying to find some balance here with regards to your life and what it is you're trying to create. But you're also trying to protect your creativity with this too. It's like you're really trying to work hard, okay? Pay attention to detail here. And yet, you have all these high standards. You have this overall idea of what you're going to do, where you're going to go, how you're going to get there. But something is going to be coming to a close. Something has to end in order for something new to begin. I'm also seeing a snake in the grass. And I feel like you got to be wary with regards to snakes, but most importantly, I'm seeing Scorpio and Taurus. Not that you have to have that because it is for the collective here, but you could be so stubborn that you're not seeing things crystal clear, and yet so bullheaded, okay, that you could find yourself locking horns with somebody. I do see the Chariot card in the reverse here. And that feeling of defeat, okay, feeling like you've been defeated, most importantly here, and yet suffering a loss at the last minute, okay? So I feel like there again, this is what's unexpected. And there's going to be some confusion behind this. And I'm hearing the why, okay? And so much negativity attached to this that with the Four of Cups in the reverse here, um, you're going to have to take some new approaches here to some old issues, some old problems. And yet I feel like what's about to take place and what's coming in is maybe some new events, okay? And maybe some new possibilities here for you. But you're going to be asked to find acceptance with regards to this because the Devil card came out in reverse here. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact of you breaking free, um, literally releasing what tied you or what attachments you had to something here, but knowing that this is what's going to give you your freedom, okay? Knowing the fact that you do have choices, and yet you're not limited, okay? You're only limited by what it is that you believe. When I look at the Knight of Cups here in the reverse here, I am seeing to some extent where somebody is maybe just sitting there idly, okay? Um, Maybe just sitting there moody, resentment, anger, frustration. And yet, because of somebody's overall untruthfulness, okay? Somebody hasn't been maybe possibly honest with you, or you haven't been honest with yourself here. I see the Queen of Cups, and I keep thinking, or Queen of Swords, I'm sorry. You've got to communicate very clearly. Um, you're quick, you're intelligent, but you're also very perceptive and very observant. And I feel like you're about to see something here. It's not that you can't, in essence, handle it gracefully. I feel like you will, but with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse here, you're not one to settle for mediocrity anymore. Okay, you want the best of the best here. And yet, this could create an overall conflict, right? A conflict between you and maybe a group of people, or you and maybe two others, because it is the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. And it might have to do with somebody's overall sloppiness, maybe your sloppiness, maybe theirs. But I also see the Queen of Cups. Here we are, or Queen of Wands, I guess. Something about that Queen of Cups. There's something here you're always going to be able to call on, and that is going to be your natural confidence, that confidence that you have within yourself here. Because I do see you very determined, full of warmth, full of passion. But you're also reminding yourself that you're very adaptable, okay, to overall change. And with the Seven of Wands, I feel like there is going to be some changes coming here. And there's going to be some overall obstacles placed in your path, and maybe you've had to deal with a lot of obstacles, not saying that you can't overcome these. But the thing of it is it might come across as maybe possibly a threat. It might come across as feeling maybe a little bit disempowered when this overall change takes effect here. And it might make you feel a little bit insecure here. But with the moon, I feel like looking at the moon, it's like, okay, the veil's being lifted. You're going to be able to see here very, very clearly here. Very, very soon here. And there might be some overall fear attached to this. Because your intuition's going to be talking to you, and I'm hearing you need to be grounded. You're not going to be very satisfied. Okay, I will tell you that. For some of you, this might be the fact of the matter behind it, finding out somebody's been deceiving you. And you were never aware of this. Now, keep in mind, this could be a lover, this could be family, this could be a friend, okay? But it's overall the fact of the matter behind it, knowing the fact that you've been deceived for so, so long here. When I look at the Two of Cups in the reverse here, this is going to create some tension. This is going to create an imbalance within you here. And yet, it's all because of somebody's overall silly actions that they took here, okay? Maybe you've been in separation with somebody here. Maybe somebody rejected you here. But I'm hearing this is going to create so much of a disunion, whether this is between you and somebody else or you and a group of people. Your strength will definitely be tested here. I will tell you that. And the thing of it is when that happens, I feel like you don't realize how truly strong you really are as an individual. But I'm hearing self-assured. Okay, be self-assured within yourself. You're strong. You can handle this. Have that courage. If that means you're going to have to dig deep within yourself, then do so by all means here. Because even with the Nine of Pentacles here coming out in reverse, I feel like this is going to set you back, okay? I do feel like, I have to tell you, this too will dissipate. But the problem is, you're going to be maybe possibly thinking you deserve a reward, or somebody's going to feel like they deserve a reward without doing the overall work. I do see the Eight of Wands, okay, in the reverse here. And I don't think you're going to be able to trust this. I don't think overall here this is going to go over too well. I feel like there's going to be a dispute. Some of this is going to have to do with your frustration, but it also has to do with somebody else's jealousy. I feel like something here is almost going to feel like it's maybe been taken from you. And I'm hearing that's not fair, okay? That's what I'm hearing. It wasn't fair, whatever it is. When I look at the Page of Cups in reverse here, somebody was selfish, okay? And I'm also hearing somebody saying, please don't flatter yourself here, okay? You're giving yourself way too much credit here. But the thing of it is it's about getting that news and finding out that somebody deviated from their path here. They were acting a little bit irrational, okay? A little bit immature. And yet with the Three of Swords in reverse, it's not so much as they were so distracted. It's more of the fact and the matter that they feel like they've been alienated. They've been left behind here. And I feel like this is something that you might wind up finding yourself having to release here. The Tower card came out in reverse too. And you might have this sensation or this feeling behind you that you're stuck, you're trapped, you're confined in this situation, like there's no way out. But here's the thing. I think it's more the fact that the foundation you're realizing is a little bit weak. And maybe you always knew this, but you were avoiding this. You were avoiding accepting the fact here. When I look at Judgment here in reverse, a lot of this has to do with the fact that somebody failed. They didn't want to face the facts, the things are the way they are. And now there's a lot of disappointment. I'm picking up somebody pointing the finger, the blame, and somebody maybe doubting what it is they're about to find out. The best thing you could do right now is focus on your home, your family, and your overall abundance around you here. Because here's the thing, you are intelligent. You really are. You're a kind soul, a generous soul. You give so much to everybody else. But it's more about the truth of the matter. And it's about you being practical, okay? Because you need that stability. You need that overall stable foundation. You might be questioning yourself. Do you stay or do you go? And I think you're going to be spending a little time reflecting here with regards to what it is you're supposed to do once the waters literally start to calm down here. But understand there are going to be some changes here. Some changes in essence that not everybody's going to be happy about. Okay? And yet, I'm also seeing the Ace of Pentacles. And it's in reverse. And I feel like this is a lot going to have to do with somebody's overall loss. Somebody here is about to lose something, okay? Especially with the Sun card in reverse. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact of somebody's overall unhappiness. And yet somebody's overall negativity here. And there is going to be a very dire need here for a need for reflection here. Because somebody here, let me tell you something, is getting ready to take a leap of faith. Somebody here is very curious and going to be going out on somewhat of a limb is what I'd like to call it. And I'm hearing there's so much potential for this person, and this person might be you here. But the thing of it is, you're going to have to use some care. Care is going to be needed with regards to this. And I'm also being pulled to the love bombing card. Okay, for those of you with regards to matters of love, somebody could have been love bombing you. Somebody could have been maybe a little bit overly attentive, maybe trying to cover their tracks, maybe only for their personal gain here. And I think you need to take a close look at this, okay? Because to have happiness within your life, it's not hard. Happiness is very simple. But when you don't have the right people within your life, it can be somewhat of a struggle, can it? When you don't love yourself, you don't care for yourself, that too can be a struggle, can't it? And yet, you could feel lost. You could feel lost. You could feel like all of a sudden somebody disappeared. You could feel like somebody was a coward. You could also feel like somebody ghosted you and left you behind. So I urge you today, in understanding the fact and the matter behind it, if this is an endless cycle, 2323, and you're going through this right now, there's some truth here. Maybe possibly you're resistant to accept. And maybe this has been happening over and over and over again for you here. And it's not going to set in until you're downright tired, until you're downright depressed, and to the point that you're beyond overall depression, to the point that you're forced to make a decision to change your life here. Because your life was supposed to be full of passion. It was not supposed to be full of regret, anger, frustration, resentment. And I'm hearing once you choose to make a change, it's there and then things start to light up around you. In fact, you start to light up. And everything seems a little bit more accessible, doesn't it? Things seem a little bit more positive. Maybe you become to have somewhat of a lighter attitude. You feel better about yourself. You feel better about your situation here. You've already got somewhat of a visionary. You already somewhat know here with the King of Wands here what it is that you have to do deep down inside of you here. But the thing of it is, are you going to use your power? Are you going to stand in your will? And are you going to have the courage to make that change, one might ask? Because I'm also seeing a divine masculine here who in the past has probably failed to lead the situation here. And maybe this person was a little bit immature. Maybe this person was unreasonable. Maybe this person became a little bit weak or maybe possibly overbearing. And that's what created all the arguments, the backlash, the conflict. And maybe they were the one that created all the tension. Maybe they were the one that weren't bold, but yet somewhat of your rivalry because they were jealous, they were envious here. And they felt the need to want to compete with you. Keep in mind here, there is a key player. But what I'm hearing is once you're gone, you're gone. They'll never, ever be able to replace you. So, with that in mind, somebody's being, I feel like being told, once they're gone, they're gone. You don't realize you can't replace them. And with that, I'll be talking to you later.